Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Dave in here helping you play creatively. Today we are looking at one of the best tools that I've found for playing by ear. So let me tell you a story. A couple of years ago, I was working on my car. Now, when I say working on my car, I was trying to install a radio, okay? And I spent a number of hours taking out the dashboard, taking out the radio that was in there, putting in the new radio, connecting the wires. And when I turned on the car, nothing worked. And so I spent a number of hours just trying to get the thing to work, and it couldn't work. And I got so frustrated due to the amount of time and energy I was spending on it. I decided to call, a local shop in town that could install my radio. And I was even frustrated at how much they were charging because it was only 40 bucks. So here I'm working all this time, and for only 40 bucks I could not have all this frustration. So I take my car there, and while there, the guy spends about 10 minutes working on my car. So I'm even more frustrated. And I realized the difference between him and myself, besides the fact that he knew what he was doing, was that he had the right tool. He used a solder gun to connect the wires. Here I was, old school method, just trying to tie those things together, and that wasn't working, and it needed to be soldered. So there's something about having the right tool for the job. So today I'm going to give you one of the best tools that you can use for playing by ear. Now, I want to say this as we get into this. There's a real challenge in playing by ear, and maybe this is why you're frustrated. It's that there's so much information coming at you. You're trying to navigate the notes of that song. You're trying to figure out the key possibly that the song is in. You're trying to figure out the chords that the song is in. You're trying to navigate this while also listening to all the other instrumentation that's going on with what you're playing. And you're trying to figure out the rhythm. So there's so much information coming at you. And so what you need to do is condense a lot of that. And so the tool for condensing much of that information is really understanding your scale degrees, or Roman numerals, Nashville number system. It's called so many different things, but it's really understanding the numbers associated to the notes of the particular scale that you're in. All right, so what do I mean by that? Well, if we look at the key of C, let's say a song happens to be in C major. In the key of C, C is 1, D is 2, E is 3, F is 4, G is 5, A is 6, B is 7, and then C is 1. Each one of these notes has a corresponding chord. So C1 is C major, D2 is D minor, E3 is E minor, F4 is F major, G5 is G major, A6 is A minor, B7 is B diminished, and then C1 is C major, okay? Now understand what I'm about to do. I'm going to associate the number to the chord quality. That refers to it being major or minor or diminished, okay? So 1 in any scale is going to be major. 2 in any scale is going to be minor. 3 in any scale is going to be minor. 4 major, 5 major, 6 minor, 7 diminished, and then 1 major. It's very important that you learn it that way, because that will help you to develop a mental framework of the music that you're working on, the music that you're listening to, okay? So by understanding those numbers, those Roman numerals, scale degrees, whatever you want to call them, you can then begin to learn some standard progressions that are used within music, okay? And this doesn't matter whether or not you play gospel or jazz or worship music or country or whatever. A lot of music utilizes some of the same fundamental progressions. And these progressions are the 1-4-5 progression. And so if we're in the key of C, 1, 4, and 5 are always chord quality wise major. That's the 1, 4, 5. That would be C, F, and G. Or we have another common progression would be the 2, 5, 1 progression. Another common progression is the 1, 6, 4, 5, 1 progression. And then another common progression would be the 3, 6, 2, 5, 1 progression. Now, certainly music is not limited to these progressions by any means. However, these progressions will certainly give you a starting point on a lot of the music that you're listening to. And it's important that you begin to think through, what does it sound like for the 2 to come before the 5? And what does it sound like for the 5 to come before the 1? Begin to internalize that sound. And what I mean by that is begin to just think through it, okay? It's like when I'm on the 5, I don't feel as though I'm home, and I feel a strong pull towards the 1. And when I'm playing that 2, it sounds a little bit dark. It doesn't sound bright. If you want to associate it to a feeling, some may say it may even sound a little bit sad. When it moved to that 5, it felt like it went from a place of dark to light. And remember that 5, I said, had a strong pull to the 1. So that's just one way I begin to associate these things. And this is certainly me breaking it down. This is exactly what you should do. Now, you should learn all of your basic progressions in all of your keys. And below, there's actually a chart that has more progressions that you can go ahead and download to learn in all of your keys. But what you should begin to do is take these same numbers now as you play your songs and begin to call out and say the numbers of the chords that you're playing for whatever song that you're learning. So let's say you're learning the song It Is Well. And we're going to keep doing this in C major. So, when peace like a river attendeth my way. All right. Musically, what's happening is we're going from the 1, when peace like a river attendeth. Now we're on 4, tendeth. Now we're on 5, my way. Begin to say these things. Begin to listen to it. Once you continue to do this, you're going to find that it's a lot easier to listen to a piece of music and at least analyze, have a framework for what the chord structure is, okay? So begin to learn your numbers, your scale degrees, your chord progressions. Begin to understand the numbers associated to them, because that's going to help you to develop your ear. I don't know too many musicians that play by ear that also don't understand their scale degrees, okay? So that's one thing. And then as another benefit to learning this is that you'll also be able to transpose into other keys much more quickly. And that is probably one of the most frequent questions I get is, how do I play in other keys? Understanding this concept. And so what I mean by that is, if we understand that this is the 1, the 4, and the 5 in the beginning of It Is Well, we can take that same concept and apply it to the key of, let's say, F major. So now in F major, 1 is F, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is B flat, and then 5 is the note right above it in the scale, which is C. All right, so we have 1, 4, 5. And what did we say in the beginning? 1, 4, and 5 are major, okay? So now let's remember that in the order for it as well. When peace like a river attendeth my way. All right? That puts us right there into being able to transpose into other keys. All right? So remember to practice this utilizing the songs that you are working on. If you want to learn more tips on how to play by ear, go ahead and check out the videos right next to me. But until next time, keep watching, keep learning, and we'll all keep growing together. I'll see you guys next week.